Maybe right now, as you are listening to this, you feel like there is a big empty space inside your chest. You can sit in a room full of people. You can scroll through hundreds of faces on a screen and still feel like no one really sees you. No one really understands you. If that is you, I want you to know this first. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are simply human, and you are touching a kind of pain that the Buddha understood very deeply. Before we go deeper, I want to invite you to walk this path together with me and with many other friends who also feel like you. If something in these words touches your heart, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment about how you are feeling right now, and share it with someone who might need it. And if you want to keep receiving gentle reminders and teachings like this, please subscribe to the channel. Your small actions help this message of compassion and wisdom reach more hearts that are silently suffering, just like yours. The Buddha did not promise us a life where we would never feel pain. He did not say, if you practice, you will never feel lonely again. Instead, he showed us something much more powerful. He showed us how to hold our pain in a wise and loving way, so that it no longer controls us, no longer defines us, and no longer closes our heart. Loneliness is not just about being alone. You can be single and feel peaceful. You can be married and feel extremely lonely. You can have many friends and still feel like you are wearing a mask all the time. Loneliness is a feeling of being cut off from others, and also cut off from your own heart. The Buddha's first noble truth is that there is suffering. Loneliness is one form of that suffering. But there is something important here. He invited us not to run away from suffering, not to numb it, not to cover it up with distractions, but to look directly at it with awareness and kindness. So the first step to overcoming loneliness is not to push it away, but to gently say, I see you. I know you are there. Right now, you can try something very simple with me. Just notice your breath, wherever you are. You do not need to change it yet. Just feel it, the coolness of the in-breath entering your nose, the warmth of the out-breath leaving your body. While you breathe, you might quietly say inside, breathing in, I know I am alive. Breathing out, I smile to myself. Loneliness tells us we are disconnected from life. The breath reminds us, life is already here, inside of us, in this very moment. The Buddha taught that everything is impermanent. Our thoughts, our emotions, our relationships, even our feeling of loneliness. Nothing stays the same forever. When you are lonely, the mind tells you, it will always be like this. No one will ever understand. You will be alone forever. But this is not a spiritual truth. It is only a voice of fear. If you can sit quietly and watch your loneliness, you will see that it has a shape, it has a color, it has a movement. Sometimes it is heavy, like a stone. Sometimes it is sharp, like a knife. Sometimes it is just a dull gray cloud. And even as you observe it, it already begins to change. Instead of asking, how can I get rid of this loneliness? You can ask a different question. What is this loneliness trying to show me? What part of me is asking to be seen, to be loved, to be understood? Many of us were taught to be strong by hiding our feelings. That we were told, don't cry, don't be weak, don't bother others. So we learned to smile on the outside and suffer silently on the inside. But the Buddha did not say that strength means hiding our pain. True strength, in his teaching, is the courage to stay with what is uncomfortable, without running away, without blaming others, and without blaming ourselves. So today, instead of judging yourself for feeling lonely, you can try talking to yourself the way a wise and loving friend would. You might say, slowly, gently, my dear, I know you feel lonely. I am here with you. You don't have to pretend. You don't have to be strong for anyone right now. You are allowed to feel exactly what you feel. These words may sound simple, but they carry a very deep energy, the energy of compassion. The Buddha said that in this whole world, you can search in every direction, And you will not find anyone more deserving of your love and kindness than yourself. That we often think that overcoming loneliness means finding someone outside to fill our emptiness. But if our own heart is closed, even when someone comes, we cannot truly receive their love. That is why the practice begins inside, learning to become a good friend to yourself. Think of a time when a dear friend was sad or going through a hard time. Maybe you did not know what to say, but you sat next to them. You listened. You stayed. You did not run away from their tears. Now imagine doing the same for yourself. When loneliness appears, instead of pushing it away, you sit down with it, like sitting down with a small child who is afraid. You breathe. You listen. You say, "I am here. I am listening. I will not abandon you." This is not just a poetic idea. It is a real, practical action that changes your energy. When you stop fighting your loneliness, when you stop hating it, something softens inside you. Your body relaxes. Your breathing becomes deeper. Your face becomes more gentle. Your heart opens just a little bit. And in that small opening, a new kind of energy begins to appear, the energy of presence. Presence is one of the most precious teachings of the Buddha. When you are fully present, even if you are physically alone, you are not truly lonely, because in that moment, you are connected to your breath, to your body, to the room you are in, to the sounds around you, to the life that is pulsing in each second. The mind loves to travel to the past and to the future, where it finds regret and fear. Loneliness grows in those places. But in the present moment, if you touch it deeply enough, there is always something alive, something warm, something that can be appreciated. Right now, you might look around wherever you are. Maybe there is a small bit of sunlight on the floor. Maybe there is the sound of a fan, or of rain, or of a distant car. Maybe you feel the texture of the chair or bed beneath you. All of these are conditions that support your life in this moment. You are not floating in a dark, empty space. You are held, in some way, by the earth, by the air, by the simple elements that keep you alive. That Tio noticed this is already to shift from "I am completely alone" to "I am part of something larger." The first action to shine positive energy, then, is not to force a smile, not to pretend everything is fine, but to become very honest and very gentle with yourself. To say, "Yes, I am lonely. Yes, it hurts. And yes, I am still worthy of love, kindness, and care." From this honesty, a real smile can grow. A small, quiet smile that comes from knowing you are finally telling yourself the truth. As you listen to these words, you are already practicing. You are not running away. You are sitting with your feeling and allowing wisdom to touch it. This alone is a beautiful step on the path the Buddha pointed out. You are learning to stay, to breathe, to be kind, right in the middle of your loneliness. And this is where transformation truly begins. In the teachings of the Buddha, there is a beautiful image. Inside each of us, there is a garden. In this garden, there are many kinds of seeds. There are seeds of joy, of understanding, of patience, of love. And there are also seeds of fear, sadness, anger, and loneliness. Whichever seeds we water, those are the ones that grow strong. When we feel lonely, it is often because the seed of loneliness has been watered again and again by our thoughts, by our memories, by the words of others, and by the way we speak to ourselves. The mind repeats the same story. No one cares about you. You are always on your own. You are not enough. Every time we believe this story without question, it is like we are taking a watering can and pouring water on the seed of loneliness. The Buddha invites us to do something different. He does not ask us to deny our feelings, but he asks us to look at them with wisdom. When the seed of loneliness comes up, instead of immediately believing its story, we can pause and ask, is this the only truth? Is there another way to see this moment? Already, with this question, you are beginning to take the watering can away. One powerful way to stop feeding loneliness is to change the way we speak to ourselves and about ourselves. Notice how often the mind says things like, "I am always alone. I am unlucky. Nobody wants me. I am a burden." If someone outside spoke to you like this every day, you would not want to stay near them. But we allow these words to play inside our mind again and again. They create a low, heavy energy that we carry into every conversation, every room, every relationship. The Buddha taught that our thoughts create our world, that he said, "With our mind we make the world." This does not mean we can simply think, "I am happy, and all our pain disappears. But it does mean that the quality of our thoughts shapes the way we experience reality. If we constantly repeat negative stories, the world will appear cold and closed. If we learn to cultivate more kind and spacious thoughts, the world slowly begins to feel warmer. So, what can you actually do in simple daily actions to shine a more positive energy and to move gently beyond loneliness? First, begin with your inner voice. You do not have to jump from, "I am lonely and unlovable," to, "I am perfect and amazing." That might feel fake. Instead, you can take small, honest steps. When the thought comes, "No one cares," you might answer, "Right now, it feels like that, but I know this is not the whole truth." When the thought says, "I am always alone," you might answer, "I do feel alone, but I am learning how to be there for myself." You are not lying to yourself. You are widening the view. This gentle correction, repeated many times, is already a spiritual practice. It is mindfulness applied to your thinking. It is you choosing not to blindly follow every thought that appears. Over time, your mind becomes a kinder place to live. And when your inner world is kinder, you naturally shine a softer energy to the outer world. Second, take care of your body. This might sound very basic, but it is deeply connected with the teachings of the Buddha. When the body is exhausted, undernourished, or tense all the time, our emotions become more extreme. Loneliness feels bigger, darker, heavier. Simple actions like getting enough sleep, drinking water, eating real food, and moving your body are not just self-care trends. They are part of building a stable base for your mind. You can transform these basic actions into mindfulness practice. When you drink a glass of water, you pause and feel the water entering your body. You might say, silently, "Thank you, water, for taking care of me." When you eat, you chew slowly, aware that this food is a gift from the earth, from the sun, from many people. These moments of gratitude soften the feeling of emptiness. They remind you that you are connected to countless beings, even if you are eating alone. Third, learn to create small moments of connection instead of waiting for one big, dramatic connection to save you. The lonely mind often thinks, "I need one perfect person who understands me completely, and then I will not feel lonely anymore." This belief puts so much pressure on one relationship that it can never breathe. The Buddha's way is more humble, more realistic, and more beautiful. Build many tiny bridges. A tiny bridge can be a gentle smile to a stranger. It can be looking into the eyes of the cashier at the store and saying, "Thank you. I hope your day goes well." It can be sending a short message to someone you have not spoken to in a long time, without expecting anything big in return. You are not trying to force deep intimacy in one moment. You are simply practicing being open, warm, and available. At first, your mind might say, "What is the point? These are just small interactions. They do not change my life." But remember the image of the seeds. Each small act of kindness, each small moment of connection, is a drop of water for the seeds of joy and connection. Over time, they grow. The world starts to feel less like a cold place and more like a field where many small flowers are quietly blooming. Fourth, choose carefully what you feed your mind with each day. If you wake up and immediately fill your mind with news of conflict, comparison on social media, and stories of drama, the seed of loneliness will easily mix with fear, envy, and sadness. The Buddha encouraged us to practice right consumption, not only with food, but also with mental food. Ask yourself gently, is what I am watching, reading, and listening to bringing more light or more darkness into my mind? You do not have to be perfect, but you can make small, wise choices. Maybe you reduce the time you spend scrolling through other people's lives. Maybe you choose to listen to something uplifting or read a book that nourishes you, or sit quietly with your own breath for a few minutes instead of reaching for your phone. Each small choice is an act of love for yourself. It is you saying, my mind, my heart, my energy, they are precious. I will not throw them into every storm. Fifth, practice being where you are, instead of constantly escaping. Loneliness is often made worse by our constant attempts to run away from it, through noise, entertainment, busyness, or fantasy. The Buddha's path is the path of returning to the body, returning to the breath, returning to the simple reality of this moment. You might choose one daily activity, like walking, washing dishes, showering, or drinking tea, and turn it into a ritual of presence. When you walk, you feel each step. When you shower, you feel the water, the warmth, the contact with your skin. When you drink tea, you fully taste it. In those moments, you are not lonely. You are simply here. The more you practice being fully here, the less scary being alone becomes. And finally, remember this: the energy you carry inside you is not only for yourself. The Buddha taught that we are deeply interconnected. When you heal a little of your loneliness, when you speak more kindly to yourself, when you choose more nourishing thoughts and actions, you are not only changing your own life, you are changing the lives of those around you, even in ways you cannot see. Think of the people you pass during the day, a neighbor, a colleague, a family member, that if your face is a little softer, if your smile is a little more real, if your presence is a little more calm, they will feel it. Maybe they will not know why, but they will feel a little more safe, a little more accepted, a little less alone. Your positive energy is not something loud or dramatic. It is a quiet light that slowly spreads. So, overcoming loneliness is not a fight. It is not a project where you push yourself to be positive all the time. It is a gentle training. Training the way you think, the way you speak to yourself, the way you care for your body, the way you connect with others, and the way you consume the world. Step by step, breath by breath, action by action, you learn to walk through life not as a closed, isolated island, but as a living, breathing part of this vast, mysterious, and beautiful web of existence. One of the deepest teachings of the Buddha that can help us with loneliness is the teaching of interbeing, the insight that nothing exists by itself, alone and separate. At first, this can sound very philosophical, but it is actually very simple and very practical. When you drink a cup of tea, that tea is not just tea. Inside it, there is a cloud, because without the rain, there would be no tea leaves. There is the sun, because without sunlight, the plant could not grow. There is the farmer, the soil, the people who transported the tea, the person who boiled the water. When you look deeply, you see. This simple cup of tea contains the whole universe. The same is true for you. When loneliness whispers, you are completely alone. It is not telling the truth. You are made of your mother and your father, of your ancestors, of teachers who have touched you, of friends who have walked with you, even for a short distance. You are made of the earth, the water, the air, the fire of the sun. Every cell in your body is a miracle of connection. Even if there is no one sitting next to you right now, you are not alone in the way your fear imagines. You can practice touching this reality in a very concrete way. Place your hand on your heart for a moment. Feel it beating. You are not doing anything special, but your heart keeps beating for you, without asking for a reward, without asking for thanks. Your lungs keep breathing. Your organs keep working. Billions of cells are cooperating to keep you alive. There is a whole community inside you, working day and night. just so you can sit here and listen to these words. If you want to shine a more positive energy, it is very helpful to begin with gratitude for these quiet miracles. Gratitude is like sunlight for the seeds of joy. It does not mean denying your pain. It means seeing that pain is not the whole story. You might wake up and, before reaching for your phone, simply say to yourself, "Thank you, body, for carrying me. Thank you, breath, for staying with me. Thank you, new day, for giving me another chance." These are small sentences, but they change the direction of your mind from lack to abundance. The Buddha taught that our usual habit is to focus on what is missing, that we look at our life and see the empty space. The partner who is not there, the friend who did not call, the family we wish we had, the success we have not yet reached. Our attention keeps touching the empty parts, and so the feeling of emptiness grows stronger. But at the same time, many good conditions are already present quietly, supporting us that we often do not see them, simply because we are not trained to look. To overcome loneliness and radiate a calmer, brighter energy, you can practice a kind of selective attention guided by wisdom. This does not mean pretending that everything is perfect. It means choosing, again and again, to notice what is nourishing instead of staring only at what is painful. For example, if you are sitting alone in your room feeling lonely, you might look around and find 3 things that are supporting you in this moment. Maybe a soft pillow, a book that once brought you comfort, light coming through the window. You touch each one with awareness and silently say, "You are here for me. Thank you." At first, this practice may feel small or even silly, but remember, we are working with seeds. Each moment of gratitude is a drop of water. Over days and weeks, you are changing the climate inside your heart from cold and dry to warm and alive. And when the inner climate changes, the energy that naturally radiates from you also changes. Another powerful practice is to see that every person you meet also carries loneliness, fear, and longing, just like you, that we usually think, "I am the only one feeling like this. Everyone else is fine." But if you look deeply into the eyes of others, if you listen to their stories, you will see that everyone is carrying something heavy. The Buddha would look at people not with judgment, but with deep understanding. This person is suffering. They want to be happy, just like me. When you start to see others like this, something shifts. Instead of feeling like a separate, isolated self in a world of strangers, you begin to feel like a participant in a shared human journey. You might be standing in a line or sitting on a bus and silently say in your heart, as you look at someone, "You too want to be happy. You too have known loneliness. May you be safe. May you be at peace." The other person may never know you are sending them this wish, but you will feel the effect inside you. This inner blessing is not just a nice idea. It transforms your energy in a very real way. Your face softens, your posture relaxes, your eyes become more kind. The energy you emit becomes less, "Please see me, please validate me," and more, "I see you. I understand a little of your struggle. I wish you well." People are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it feels safe and spacious. The Buddha called this quality metta, often translated as loving kindness, a gentle, friendly attitude toward all beings, including yourself. Practicing metta is one of the most direct ways to move beyond loneliness because it turns your attention from "how can I receive love" to "how can I generate love?" And amazingly, the more love you generate, the less empty you feel. You can practice metta in a simple way each day. Sit quietly for a few minutes, bring your attention to your breath, and then repeat slowly, in your mind, phrases like, "May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy in body and mind. May I live with ease." You do not have to force yourself to believe these words completely. You are simply planting seeds. After a few moments, you can bring to mind someone you care about and send the same wishes. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy in body and mind. May you live with ease. Then you can try with someone neutral, a neighbor, a colleague, someone you see often but do not know well. Then, if you feel ready, you can even try with someone you find difficult. Loneliness begins to loosen its grip when your heart learns to expand in this way. A lonely heart says, I am separate. I am cut off. A heart filled with metta says, I am connected. I am part of the great family of beings. This feeling of connection does not always come with words or big emotions. Sometimes it is very quiet. A simple sense that you are breathing together with countless others, all trying to find their way. Another teaching that can help you radiate positive energy is the teaching on right intention. The Buddha encouraged us to live with intentions of non-harming, kindness, and letting go. Before you start your day, you can pause for 1 minute and form a clear intention in your heart. Today, may I bring a little less judgment and a little more understanding. Today, may my presence make at least one person feel lighter, not heavier. Today, may I be gentle with myself and with others. This intention becomes like a compass. You may forget it many times during the day, but each time you remember, you gently bring your mind and actions back in that direction. Living with such an intention does not mean you become perfect. You will still make mistakes. You will still have moments of irritation, sadness, and doubt. But there will also be more and more moments when you catch yourself and choose a different response. A softer word instead of a harsh one, a deep breath instead of a reaction, a smile instead of a closed face. And each of these moments is like lighting a small candle in a dark room. You might think, but what about me? Who will light a candle for me? The Buddha's answer is gentle and clear. You can begin by lighting it yourself. You can be the one who brings understanding, kindness, and presence into your own heart. And when you do that, the light you create will not stay only with you. It will touch others too, sometimes without you even knowing. Slowly, day by day, you will notice a change. The feeling of loneliness may not disappear completely, but it will no longer feel like a prison. It will become one part of your experience, held within a much larger space of understanding, gratitude, and connection. From that space, you will naturally begin to walk through the world with a quieter confidence, a softer heart, and a more stable, positive energy. The kind of energy that can face difficulties and still remain open. The kind of energy that quietly says, whatever comes, I will meet it with awareness and compassion. Sometimes loneliness does not come from a lack of people around us, but from the feeling that we cannot show our true self to anyone, that we might have many contacts, many conversations, but inside we are still hiding. That we smile when we want to cry, we say, I'm fine. When our heart is heavy, we keep everything inside because we are afraid of being judged, rejected, misunderstood, or seen as too much. The Buddha understood this very human fear. He saw that suffering grows in the dark, where it cannot be seen. When we hide our true feelings, they do not disappear. They stay in our chest, becoming tighter and heavier. Then, even when we are with others, we feel lonely, because the part of us that is suffering is not allowed to show up. One way to shine a more positive, authentic energy is to slowly learn the courage of vulnerability. This does not mean telling everyone everything about your life. It does not mean sharing your deepest wounds with people who are not safe or not ready to listen. It means choosing carefully and wisely a few moments and a few people with whom you can be a little more honest. You might start with something very small. Instead of saying, I'm fine, when you are not, you might say, I'm a bit tired today, or my heart is a little heavy, but I'm here. You are not dumping your whole story on the other person. You are simply allowing a little more truth to come through. You are letting your inner world and your outer words come closer together. The Buddha spoke often about right speech, speech that is truthful, gentle, helpful, and spoken at the right time. Loneliness often pushes us toward two extremes. Either we say nothing and silently suffer, or we speak in a way that is full of complaint, blame, or bitterness. Right speech is a middle path that it allows us to express ourselves without harming ourselves or others. When you feel the urge to share, you can pause and ask yourself, is what I am about to say true? Is it kind? Is it useful? Is this a good moment? If the answer is yes, you can speak. You might say to a trusted friend, sometimes I feel really lonely, even when I'm with people. I don't need you to fix it. I just want to share it out loud. Often, just naming the feeling out loud in a safe space already reduces its power. And there is something else that happens when we dare to be a little honest. We give permission to others. Many people are also hiding behind, I'm fine. When you show a little of your true self, they may feel safer to do the same. Slowly, conversations that used to stay on the surface can become deeper, more real, more nourishing. Instead of only talking about news, gossip, or complaints, you begin to touch the heart of things. What are you really feeling? What are you really going through? What do you really need? The Buddha also taught the art of deep listening, that if we want to overcome loneliness and shine positive energy, we have to learn not only how to express ourselves, but also how to truly listen. Many conversations are just two people waiting for their turn to speak, or trying to prove something, or trying to win. Deep listening is different. That it is a form of love. When you practice deep listening, you do not listen to judge, to analyze, or to give quick advice. You listen with the intention to understand. You put your phone away, you look into the other person's eyes, and you give them the gift of your full presence. You might say inside, I am here for you. I want to understand your world. Sometimes you do not need to say very much. Your sincere attention itself is healing. You may wonder, what does this have to do with my loneliness? It has everything to do with it. Loneliness makes us focus very tightly on ourselves, our pain, our needs, our emptiness. This is understandable, but when we learn to truly listen to another person, our heart expands. That we realize that we are not the only one suffering. The wall between me and them becomes thinner. Connection grows not only when we are understood, but also when we understand that if you want to radiate a gentle, positive energy, you can make a small promise to yourself. Each day, I will try to truly listen to at least one person, even if only for a few minutes. It could be a family member, a colleague, or even someone you meet online. In that moment of listening, you are not just a lonely person needing attention. You are a presence of healing. You are offering something beautiful, space for another soul to breathe. Of course, to be able to listen deeply, we also need healthy boundaries. The Buddha did not teach us to let others pour all their negativity onto us until we are drained and empty. Love without wisdom can turn into sacrifice that creates more suffering. So part of overcoming loneliness is learning when to say yes, when to say not now, and when to say no. You might feel guilty the first times you set a boundary. For example, a friend might always call you only when they have problems and talk for a long time without ever asking how you are. You may care about them, but after those talks you feel heavy, exhausted, or even more lonely. In that case, shining positive energy does not mean always saying yes. It may mean kindly saying, I care about you, but I am also quite tired today. Can we talk another time, or keep it short? This is not selfish. It is self-respect. The Buddha encouraged balance. If you give all your time and energy away without caring for your own heart, you will burn out. On the other hand, if you close your heart completely and refuse to connect, you will stay stuck in loneliness. The middle path is take good care of yourself so that you have real energy to offer others, and offer your presence in ways that feel true and sustainable. A very healing practice is to combine service with mindfulness. Service means doing something to benefit others, not because you are trying to prove your worth, but because you recognize that giving is also a way of receiving. When you help someone, when you make their day a little lighter, your own heart also becomes brighter. Think of simple ways you can be of service. Maybe you can help an elderly neighbor with groceries, or reply kindly to someone who is struggling online. or volunteer for a few hours at a place that supports people or animals. Do it with awareness, not out of guilt or pressure. Feel each action. Notice how your loneliness changes when you shift from "who will care for me" to "how can I offer care today, even in a small way." The Buddha taught generosity as a powerful medicine for the heart. That we usually think of generosity as giving money or objects, but you can also give your time, your attention, your smile, your understanding, your forgiveness. Each act of generosity tells your mind, "I am not empty. I have something to offer." And this directly challenges the core belief of loneliness, which says, "I have nothing. I am nothing." Of course, you must be honest with yourself that if you are completely exhausted, your first act of generosity might be to rest, to say no to another obligation, to give yourself an hour of quiet. Resting with mindfulness is not laziness. It is preparation. It is like sharpening a tool before using it. When you rest well, you can later give in a more joyful and free way. As you walk this path, you will begin to notice that your energy shifts in subtle ways. You may still have lonely moments, but they will be held in a larger space of meaning. You will know, "I can feel lonely and still speak kindly. I can feel lonely and still listen deeply. I can feel lonely and still offer something to the world." This realization is very powerful because it frees you from the belief that you have to wait until you are completely healed before you can shine any light. The truth is, many beautiful lights in this world come from people who are still healing. The Buddha himself began his journey by deeply seeing the suffering of sickness, old age, and death. He did not run away from that suffering. He let it open his heart and push him to search for a path. In the same way, your loneliness can be the doorway into a life of deeper connection, deeper wisdom, and deeper compassion for yourself and for others. So when loneliness visits you again, you can greet it differently. Instead of thinking, "This is proof that I am unlovable," you might say, "You are here again, old friend. You remind me that I need connection, truth, and kindness. Let me use your presence not to close myself, but to open more wisely." Then you take one small action. Speak a little more honestly, listen a little more deeply, serve a little more freely, or rest a little more mindfully. In this way, every visit of loneliness becomes a chance to practice. Step by step, you are training your heart to remain open and warm, even in the middle of difficult feelings. And that, in the language of the Buddha, is true courage, the quiet, steady courage of someone who chooses, again and again, to answer pain with awareness and to answer emptiness with compassionate action. There is another very important dimension in the Buddha's teaching that can help you overcome loneliness and radiate a gentle strength: the way you see yourself. If deep inside you believe, "I am not worthy, I am not lovable, I am not enough," then no matter how many people come into your life, your heart will keep closing. You might push people away, or you might cling to them, or you might constantly doubt their love. It is like trying to pour fresh water into a cup with a hole in the bottom. The Buddha did not teach self-worth in the modern psychological language, but his message points clearly in that direction. He said that all beings have Buddha nature, the capacity to awaken, to love, to understand, to be free. This means that beneath all your confusion, fear, and loneliness, there is something fundamentally good and beautiful in you. You are not just your wounds. You are also your wisdom, your compassion, your capacity to grow. You may not feel this right now. You may think, "If I have Buddha nature, why do I feel so broken?" The Buddha would answer gently, "Because you have forgotten who you really are. You have believed in many wrong ideas about yourself, planted by past experiences, painful words, and misunderstandings. The practice is to slowly let go of these wrong views and to see yourself more clearly. One simple way to begin is to notice the stories you repeat about yourself. Maybe your inner voice says, "I always mess things up," or "I am too sensitive," or "Nobody really wants me." These sentences feel so familiar that they seem like facts. But are they? Are they true in every moment, in every situation? If you look closely, you will see that they are not. They are habits of thinking, not absolute truths. The Buddha encouraged us to test our beliefs, not just blindly accept them. You can ask yourself, where did this idea come from? Who first spoke to me like this? Is it fair to talk to myself this way? Sometimes you will realize that the voice in your head is actually the echo of an old criticism from a parent, a teacher, or someone who is also suffering deep, though you really want to continue carrying their unkind words as if they were your own. When you start to question these inner voices, you create space for a new way of seeing. You can begin to speak to yourself not as an enemy, but as a student in training. A student will make mistakes, will fall, will forget. But a good teacher does not insult the student. A good teacher explains, encourages, and guides. You can learn to be such a teacher to yourself. For example, when you notice a thought like, "I said something stupid in that conversation, now they must hate me," you can pause and answer with more wisdom. "I am learning how to connect. Sometimes I say things I regret. That is normal. Next time I can be more aware. For now, I will breathe and let this go." This may sound soft, but it is not weakness. The it is strength with kindness. The more you train yourself to respond this way, the more your inner atmosphere changes. Loneliness feeds on self-judgment. When the judgment softens, the loneliness also softens. There is more space inside, more oxygen, more light. From that space, your natural positive energy can begin to flow out. Another powerful practice taught in the Buddhist tradition is mindful smiling. This is not a fake smile that hides pain, but a gentle smile that embraces it. When you bring a small, soft smile to your face, you are sending a message to your whole body and nervous system. It is safe to relax. I am here for you. You can try it now. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the corners of your lips rise just a little. Feel how even this tiny movement can change your energy. The Buddha is often depicted with a very slight, peaceful smile, not a big grin, but a calm, knowing smile. It is the smile of someone who has seen suffering clearly, but has also seen the way out. When you practice this kind of smile, you are not pretending that everything is fine. You are saying, "I see my suffering, and I also see that I am more than my suffering." That quiet confidence shines through your eyes, your posture, your presence. You can combine this smile with walking meditation. Walking meditation is simply walking, but walking in such a way that each step is full of awareness. Instead of rushing from one place to another, lost in thoughts, you bring your mind back to your feet. You feel the contact with the ground. You feel your body moving. You breathe naturally and perhaps keep that small, gentle smile on your lips. Each step can become a sentence of positive energy. You might say silently with each step, "I am here. I am alive. I am walking on this earth." Or, "With this step, I arrive. With this step, I am home." If you practice like this, even a short walk, from your room to the kitchen, from your home to the bus stop, becomes a kind of moving meditation, a way to return to yourself. When you walk in this way, your whole body sends out a different vibration. Instead of a tight, rushed, anxious energy, there is a slower, more grounded rhythm. Other people may not know what you are doing, but they can feel it. They may feel more at ease around you, more relaxed, and you, in turn, will feel less separate because you are in touch with your body, the ground beneath your feet, and the present moment. The Buddha also emphasized the importance of a wholesome environment. Just as a plant grows better in good soil, with enough sunlight and water, your positive energy grows better in a supportive environment. Look around your physical space. Is it full of clutter, noise, and objects that drain you? Or does it have corners of calm, a clean table, a small plant, a place where you can sit quietly? You do not need a perfect house or a special meditation room. Even a small, simple corner can become a mini temple for your heart. You might place a candle, a flower, a small image that reminds you of compassion, or simply keep that space clean and quiet. When you feel lonely or overwhelmed, you can go to that space, sit down, and breathe. Over time, your body will associate this place with safety, and peace. In the same way, look at your social environment. Are there people who constantly pull you into gossip, negativity, or drama? Are there relationships that leave you feeling more empty instead of more alive? The Buddha encouraged us to choose wise friends, people who support our growth, who inspire us to be more kind, more patient, more truthful. This does not mean judging or rejecting others, but it does mean being honest about where you invest your limited time and energy. If you do not yet have such friends in your daily life, do not despair. You can begin by connecting with wise voices through books, talks, teachers, or communities online that share values of compassion and mindfulness. Even listening regularly to teachings that nourish you is a way of keeping good company. Slowly, as your own energy shifts, you will find it easier to recognize and attract people who resonate with that energy. One more important element in radiating positive energy is learning to accept your emotional waves without drowning in them. Feelings come and go like weather. Some days you will feel open and light. Other days you will feel closed and heavy. If you can remember, in the difficult moments, this is just a passing storm. You will not build your identity around it. The Buddha compared thoughts and emotions to clouds, and our true nature to the sky. Clouds can be dark, thick, and heavy, but they do not damage the sky. In the same way, loneliness can cover your heart, but it does not destroy your basic goodness. You can practice saying to yourself, when a strong feeling arises, a wave of loneliness is here. I will breathe and take care of this wave. But I know that I am also the ocean, not just this one wave. This way of seeing gives you space. Instead of thinking, I am lonely, you can shift to, loneliness is here. One small change of words, but a big change of identity. You are no longer completely fused with the feeling. You are the one who is aware of it. Awareness itself is already a form of light. As you continue to practice these small, concrete actions, questioning your harsh beliefs, speaking to yourself with more kindness, smiling mindfully, walking with awareness, creating a supportive environment, choosing wise friends, and recognizing your emotions as passing clouds, your inner world will gradually transform. The change may be slow, almost invisible day by day, like a seed under the soil, but one day, you will look back and realize, I am not the same person I was. I still have lonely moments, but they no longer control me. I can stand in my own presence and feel okay. I can share my energy with others without losing myself. This is the quiet miracle of practice. There is no magic shortcut, no instant fix, but there is a path, and you are already walking on it. With each mindful step, each compassionate thought, each small act of courage, you are learning to live as the Buddha invited us to live, awake, connected, and capable of shining a gentle, steady light into the world, even on days when your own sky is not completely clear. When we talk about shining positive energy and overcoming everything, it is important to be very honest. Life will not always go the way you want. People will misunderstand you. Plans will fail. Relationships will change. There will be days when you feel empty and tired, when your old loneliness comes back like a familiar shadow. The Buddha never promised a life without problems. What he showed us is how to stand in the middle of those problems without losing our heart. Think about a candle in a dark room. The candle cannot stop the darkness from existing, but it can stop the darkness from being complete. In the same way, your positive energy does not mean you never feel sad or afraid. It means that even when sadness is there, you also generate understanding. Even when fear is there, you also generate courage. Even when loneliness is there, you also generate connection. You become like that candle, small, maybe, but real and warm and capable of changing the atmosphere around you. To live like this, You need a daily rhythm of practice, not just inspiration from time to time. Listening to teachings, watching videos, reading wise quotes, these are beautiful seeds, but they need water every day. Without regular practice, the old habits of thinking, reacting, and judging will easily take over again. So ask yourself, what small things can I do every day to stay connected with wisdom, with compassion, with my own heart? You might begin and end your day with a very simple ritual. In the morning, before you pick up your phone, you can sit on the edge of your bed, place a hand on your heart, and breathe 3 conscious breaths. With the first breath, you can say silently, "Thank you for this new day." With the second, "May I bring kindness into my thoughts, words, and actions." With the third, "May I be a source of peace for myself and others." It takes less than a minute, but it gives your mind a direction, like setting the compass of your heart. At night, before you sleep, you can review your day in a gentle way. The Buddha encouraged us to look back, not to punish ourselves, but to learn. You might ask, where did I shine today? Where did I close my heart? What can I do differently tomorrow? When you remember a moment you are not proud of, you do not attack yourself. You simply acknowledge it, breathe, and maybe say, "I see that I was impatient there. I am still learning. Next time I will try to pause before I react." When you remember a good moment, a kind word, a patient response, a small act of honesty, you also recognize it. There, I acted for my better self. I want to grow more of that. This way, every day becomes part of your spiritual path. Loneliness often feels strongest when we compare our life to others. This is especially true in the digital age, where we can see so many edited, filtered pieces of other people's lives. The Buddha did not know social media, but he did know the human habit of comparison. He warned that comparing ourselves, better than, worse than, or equal to, keeps us trapped in a narrow idea of who we are. To radiate positive energy, you have to be very careful not to feed this constant comparison. When you are scrolling and you notice your mood dropping, maybe you see a couple that looks perfectly happy, a friend with many followers, or someone who seems more successful, you can use that moment as a bell of mindfulness. Instead of continuing to scroll, you pause. You put your phone down. You take a breath and say, "I see jealousy. I see shame. I see loneliness." You acknowledge it without judgment. Then you might add, "This is a normal human feeling. I don't have to build my identity around it." Back in your own body, your own room, your own breath, you can look for one thing you are genuinely grateful for in that moment. It might be something very simple, but simple is enough. Another deep practice is to look at your past self with compassion. Sometimes loneliness in the present is connected to old wounds, moments when you felt abandoned, rejected, or not good enough. The Buddha did not ask us to erase our past. He invited us to transform it through understanding. You can visualize your younger self, maybe as a child, a teenager, or a younger adult, in a situation that was painful. See their face, their posture, their eyes. Feel how lonely or scared they were. Then bring your present awareness to that image. You might place a hand on your chest and say, "I am here now. I see how much you suffered. You did the best you could with what you knew. I'm sorry you felt so alone. I will take care of you from now on." This inner dialogue may bring up tears. Let them come. Tears are not a sign of weakness. They are a sign that the frozen parts of your heart are beginning to melt. As you reconcile with your past self, your present self becomes stronger. You are no longer just a victim of what happened. You are the one who can offer healing to what happened. This shift gives you a very different energy, an energy of dignity, of gentleness, of quiet power. It is also important to remember that you do not have to walk this path entirely alone. The Buddha often spoke about the importance of Sangha, a community of people who are also trying to live with awareness and compassion. Even 1 or 2 friends who share your values can make a big difference. If you cannot find such people near you, you can begin by connecting with communities online, joining groups that focus on meditation, mindfulness, or spiritual growth. When you listen to others share their struggles, you realize that loneliness, fear, and self-doubt are not your special weakness. They are part of being human. In a community, you also have the chance to practice giving and receiving. Sometimes you will be the one who needs support. Sometimes you will be the one who can support others. Both are important. If you always give and never receive, you will become exhausted. If you always receive and never give, you will stay stuck in the identity of someone who is powerless. Balance comes when you can say, "Today I need a listening ear," and also, "Today I can be a listening ear." This balance creates a healthy flow of energy. There will be times when your positive energy is misunderstood. Maybe people will think you are naive, or that you are pretending, or that you are weak because you choose kindness over aggression. In those moments, it is easy to doubt your path and to feel lonely again. The Buddha himself was criticized and misunderstood by some, yet he did not give up his way of compassion. He stayed firm, not out of stubborn pride, but out of clear understanding. You can practice the same inner stability by remembering why you choose this way of living. You are not training your mind and heart to impress others. You are doing it because you have tasted the suffering of loneliness, anxiety, and self-hatred, and you know where those roads lead. You have also tasted moments of peace, connection, and genuine presence, and you want to grow more of that for your own sake and for the sake of those around you. This inner clarity will help you stand steady even when others do not understand your choices. Sometimes, the most positive energy you can radiate is simple honesty about your limits. If you are tired, you can admit it. If you are sad, you can admit it. The Buddha taught the middle way, not forcing yourself to be always strong, but also not letting yourself be completely carried away by every emotion. In practice, this might look like saying to yourself, "Today I do not have the energy to do everything I planned, but I can still do one small thing with awareness and love. Instead of 'today is ruined, I am useless.'" That one small thing, washing the dishes mindfully, talking gently to a family member, taking a conscious walk, is already a way of shining. As you keep walking this path, something subtle but profound begins to happen. You stop waiting for a perfect moment, a perfect relationship, or a perfect version of yourself to start living fully. You realize that this messy, imperfect, sometimes lonely life is exactly where your practice belongs. You begin to bring your full presence to whatever is in front of you. Drinking tea, answering an email, talking to a neighbor, sitting alone in your room. In these simple moments, your positive energy is not something you perform. It is something you naturally are. And when life brings you storms, as it certainly will, you will discover that you have more inner space to meet them. You may still cry, still feel lost for a while, still ask, "Why is this happening?" But beneath all that, there is also a quieter voice that says, "I have tools. I have practice. I can breathe through this. I can ask for help. I can learn from this. I will not abandon myself." That voice is the fruit of everything you have been doing. Every breath, every step, every small act of kindness, every moment of honest reflection. This is what it means, in a very human way, to always shine positive energy and overcome everything. It does not mean never bending, never breaking, never feeling pain. It means that whatever happens, joy or sorrow, connection or loneliness, you keep returning to the path of awareness, compassion, and wise action. You keep choosing again and again to let your experiences make you softer, not harder, more open, not more closed, more loving, not more bitter. In this way, you become not only someone who survives life, but someone who quietly illuminates it for yourself and for many others who are still searching in the dark. There is a quiet truth that the Buddha pointed to again and again. Everything you think, say, and do leaves an imprint in your own mind and in the world around you. This is what we call karma, not as a system of reward and punishment from outside, but as a natural law of cause and effect. A kind thought leaves a different trace inside you than a cruel thought. A gentle word shapes your heart differently than a harsh word. A patient action builds a different future than an impatient one. Why is this important when we talk about loneliness and positive energy? Because loneliness often tells you, nothing I do matters. No one cares. My presence makes no difference. The teaching on karma gently but firmly disagrees. It says, everything you do matters. Every moment is a chance to plant a seed. Every choice is a step on a path. When you really take this in, you begin to walk through life differently. You understand that even if you feel empty or unseen, your choices still have meaning. You can still create goodness in yourself and in the world. Imagine 2 days in your life. On the first day, you wake up, feel lonely, and believe the thought, it's pointless. You stay in bed, scroll through your phone, compare yourself to others, eat without tasting, speak without awareness, and go to sleep feeling disconnected. On the second day, you wake up, feel lonely, and still feel the pain, but you remember your practice. You breathe. You place a hand on your heart. You offer yourself one kind sentence. You drink your water with gratitude. You send a message of encouragement to someone. You take a mindful walk. You listen deeply to one person. You go to sleep still feeling waves of loneliness, maybe, but also sensing a quiet warmth. From the outside, these 2 days may look similar. From the inside, they are completely different. On the first day, you watered seeds of despair, numbness, and disconnection. On the second day, you watered seeds of patience, kindness, and presence. The Buddha would say, the second day creates different karma. It builds a different future. Every such day is slowly constructing a new kind of life for you. So one way to overcome everything is not to wait for big, dramatic changes, but to become very faithful to small, wholesome actions. If you can ask yourself many times a day, what seed am I watering right now? Your whole life begins to shift. When you notice that you are watering fear or self-hatred, you do not panic. You simply stop, breathe, and choose again. You might put the phone down. You might stand up and stretch. You might step outside and look at the sky. You might send a kind thought to yourself or someone else. These tiny corrections are not trivial. They are powerful. Another key aspect of radiating positive energy is to live in alignment with your values. Loneliness is not only the absence of company. Sometimes it is the feeling that you are betraying yourself, that your actions do not match what you know is right in your heart. The Buddha emphasized right action, actions that do not cause harm, that are rooted in honesty, respect, and compassion. When you live in a way that contradicts your deeper knowing, you feel split inside. When you live in a way that matches what you know is true, you feel more whole, even if life is still challenging. You can ask yourself, gently, what kind of person do I want to be in this life? Not in some ideal, perfect way, but in a simple, concrete way. Maybe you want to be someone who is honest, someone who shows up, someone who does not run away from difficulty, someone who speaks kindly, someone who does not add more violence to the world. Then, in a hard moment, you can ask, what does that kind of person do right now? How would they respond? You may not always live up to your ideal, but the question itself pulls you in the right direction. For example, imagine you are hurt by a friend. The lonely part of you wants to shut down and say, see, I can't trust anyone. Better to be alone. The angry part of you wants to attack or gossip. The wise part of you, the part that remembers the Buddha's teaching, might ask, what action will truly reduce suffering here, for me and for them? Maybe the answer is to take some time to calm down, then have an honest, respectful conversation. Maybe the answer is to set a boundary. Maybe the answer is to forgive and let go. Whatever it is, when you follow that deeper wisdom, you feel more at peace with yourself. That peace is very different from the brittle isolation that loneliness tries to sell you. To shine positive energy does not mean to be nice in a superficial way. It means to be real, but guided by wisdom and compassion. Sometimes compassion is soft, like a warm embrace. Sometimes compassion is firm, like saying no to abuse, like walking away from a toxic pattern, like standing up for yourself or for someone who is being hurt. The Buddha's compassion was not weak. It was clear, steady, and courageous. When you act from this kind of compassion, you radiate a powerful energy, not aggression, not submission, but dignity. Another important aspect of the path is creativity. The Buddha encouraged expression through chanting, stories, and rituals because he understood that the human heart needs ways to express what cannot always be said in plain words. You, too, can use creativity as a way to transform loneliness into something meaningful. You might write in a journal, draw, play music, sing, dance alone in your room, or create something with your hands. You do not need to be an artist in a professional sense. You are simply giving your inner world a way to move, to breathe, to become visible. When you create, you are no longer just a passive victim of your feelings. You become an active participant in your own transformation. Your journal can become a mirror where you see your patterns more clearly. Your drawing can show you what words could not. Your song can let out the ache in your chest. Over time, this creative relationship with your inner life gives you a stronger center. You feel less at the mercy of your emotions because you have ways to work with them. Also, do not underestimate the power of nature in healing loneliness and restoring your energy. The Buddha found awakening under a tree, not in a building. He often taught outdoors, walking on the earth, sitting by rivers, surrounded by trees and birds. There is something in nature that speaks directly to the nervous system, that calms without needing explanations. When you feel stuck in heavy thoughts, you might simply go outside, to a park, a field, a beach, a hill, even a small patch of sky between buildings. Walk slowly. Feel the ground under your feet. Look at a tree, a leaf, a cloud. Notice that they exist without hurry, without comparison, without pretending. A tree does not apologize for being a tree. It does not try to be another tree. It simply grows at its own pace, in its own place, reaching for light. You can take this as a quiet teaching. You, too, are allowed to grow at your pace, in your way, without needing to be a copy of anyone else. When you spend regular time in nature, your sense of self becomes softer and wider. Loneliness says, I am a separate little self in a hostile world. Nature whispers, you are part of something much bigger. You belong to earth and sky. You are carried by life. This shift in perception changes the quality of your energy. You walk less like someone fighting against everything, and more like someone walking with everything. As your practice continues, you may notice that you start to feel a quiet wish to benefit others more intentionally, not out of obligation, but out of a natural response to the suffering you see. The Buddha's path is not only about personal peace, it is also about compassionate action in the world. This does not mean you must become a great teacher or leader. It might look like cooking a meal for someone who is tired, offering a ride, listening to a coworker, or choosing work that aligns more closely with your values. When your actions are rooted in this wish to reduce suffering, your life gains a deeper meaning. Even when you are alone, you know that your way of living is connected to something larger than your individual story. You are contributing, in your own way, to a world with a little more understanding and a little less harm. This sense of purpose is a very strong antidote to the emptiness of loneliness. At the same time, remember that there will be days when you feel like you are going backwards. Days when old habits come back very strongly, when you react instead of respond, when you isolate instead of reach out, when you forget everything you have learned. In those moments, the most important thing is not to despair. The Buddha often compared practice to training any skill, playing music, learning to walk, learning to write. In the beginning, you fall often. What matters is that you get up again, gently, and continue. So when you fail, You can practice failing with kindness. You might say, "Today I got lost. Today I let loneliness and fear lead my actions. I see that, and I feel the pain of it. But I also know this is part of learning. I will rest, and then I will start again." This attitude itself is precious. It keeps your heart open. It keeps your energy from collapsing into self-hatred. It keeps your path alive. Little by little, as you live this way, aware of karma, faithful to small wholesome actions, aligned with your values, creatively engaged, connected with nature, drawn toward compassionate service, and gentle with your own imperfections, you become a different kind of presence on this earth. People may not know your story, they may not know your practices, but they will feel something in you, a steadiness, a warmth, a kind of quiet light. That light does not mean you never feel lonely. It means that even when loneliness visits, it does not extinguish your love. It does not erase your wisdom. It does not stop you from walking. And this, in the deepest sense, is how you overcome everything, not by eliminating all storms, but by becoming someone who can carry a lamp through the night, step by step, for yourself and for others who are still searching for the path. If you are still here, listening to these words, it means something very important. A part of you has not given up. A part of you is still searching for understanding, still longing for a deeper kind of peace, still believing that your life can be more than just survival. I want to honor that part of you. It is brave, it is beautiful, and it is already a sign that your Buddha nature is alive and quietly working from within. We have walked through many things together in this teaching. The pain of loneliness, the seeds we water, the practice of compassion for ourselves and others, the courage to be honest and vulnerable, the power of small daily actions, the law of karma, the support of nature, the meaning of community, the strength of living in alignment with your values. None of this is just theory. Every one of these teachings is an invitation, a hand reaching out to you, saying, "Try me, test me. See what happens in your life if you put even a small part of this into practice." Maybe as you listen, there is one sentence that stays with you, one image, one practice. It might be as simple as placing your hand on your heart when loneliness comes, or taking 3 conscious breaths in the morning, or walking a little more slowly and feeling the ground under your feet. It might be speaking more kindly to yourself, or listening more deeply to someone else, or spending a few more minutes with the trees and the sky. Whatever it is, I invite you to protect that one thing, like a small flame in your hands. You do not need to do everything at once. Just begin with one sincere step. The Buddha never said that the path would be easy, but he did say that it is possible. Possible to suffer less. Possible to live with more understanding, more freedom, more love. He did not reserve this possibility for a special group of people with perfect lives. He offered it to everyone, to kings and beggars, to mothers and fathers, to monks and lay people, to the young and the old, to the confident and the deeply insecure. If he were sitting with you right now, he would not ask you to be someone else before you can start. He would say, begin exactly where you are. Begin with this breath. Begin with this heart, just as it is. So if you still feel lonely, if you still feel afraid, if you still feel broken in some places, do not wait until those feelings disappear before you begin to practice. Practice in the middle of them. Breathe in the middle of them. Offer kindness to yourself in the middle of them. Take one small action of connection in the middle of them. Let your loneliness become not a wall that closes you off, but a doorway that leads you deeper into compassion for yourself and for everyone who carries similar pain. Remember that somewhere, right now, there is another person listening to these same words, feeling something very similar to what you feel. They may live in a different country, speak a different language, have a different story, but their heart knows loneliness, just like yours. Their heart also longs to shine, just like yours. In this way, even though you may be physically alone, you are walking together with many unseen friends on the same path of awakening. You are part of a silent community of people who are learning, step by step, to answer suffering with wisdom and love. If these teachings have touched you, even a little, I want to invite you to stay connected, not only for yourself, but also for all those other hearts who are still searching in the dark. When you like this video, when you leave a comment, when you share it with someone, when you subscribe to the channel, you are not just helping numbers grow on a screen. You are helping this energy of understanding and compassion reach more people who may be sitting alone right now, wondering if anyone sees them, wondering if there is a way through their pain. Your simple actions here become a form of generosity, a way of saying, may these teachings find the ones who need them. So if you feel moved to do so, you can take a moment now. Click like, share a few words in the comments about what touched you most, send this video to a friend who might need encouragement, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue walking this path together. In this way, you are not only receiving, you are also giving. You are helping to build a small but real field of positive energy, a sangha of people who want to live with more awareness and more love. As we come to the end of this teaching, I invite you to pause for a few breaths. Gently close your eyes, if you can. Feel your body wherever it is, sitting, lying down, standing. Notice the contact with the chair, the bed, the floor. Feel your breath coming and going. And then, from the deepest place in you that still believes in goodness, you can whisper inwardly, may I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be free from unnecessary suffering. May I learn to shine my true energy into this world. Then, if you wish, you can extend this wish outward. May all beings who feel lonely find understanding, connection, and peace. May no one have to suffer alone. May we all walk each other home. Slowly, gently, you can open your eyes again and return to your day. The video will end, but your practice does not have to end. With every step, every breath, every small act of kindness, you continue the teaching. You continue the light. Thank you for listening with your heart. Thank you for being here. And remember, even in your darkest moments, you are not alone and you are not powerless. There is a path. You are already on it. Keep walking, dear friend, and let your light, however small it may seem, keep shining.